Hi everybody, Nick McDonald speaking. Thank you very much for joining us for this week's currency market commentary. Starting here with the 4-hour chart here for the dollar index. Last week I showed you a trade I'd taken where it had broken down through 7,600 as it broke back down through that big figure, that big monthly support resistance zone. Broke down through, I got short as we broke down, hit 1-to-1 profit target, hit 2-to-1 profit target. Actually it's now moved, I'm just doing rough lines, but around about 3-to-1, 4-to-1, even beyond that now into favour. This has gone really nicely into favour, and it's just showing how using a really strong level taken from a monthly chart but coming down to lower time frames, how that gave me a nice entry into a trade and has given me really good reward on a trade, even when the price hasn't moved as far yet as it could based on weekly and monthly charts, because that early entry and a tighter stop loss based on a 4-hour chart allowed me to place a trade like that, all based on these monthly levels. So certainly keep an eye on those levels. Every time I identify one, the reason I do so is because I'll be looking to trade off them, and on the dollar index it's the biggest one of them all. The 7600 is really strong. Now coming and looking at the chart, so last week I was looking at this on the weekly chart. We had this bearish weekly candle, a couple of bearish weeks. I was looking for price to break down through those lows and continue down, which is exactly what it did. Now what's happened though is I've started to hear a lot of people saying that the US dollar is likely to rally. Now I don't know why people are saying that, but suddenly last week something triggered and I just heard all of this news, people telling me that the US dollar is likely to go up. I heard a lot of other people saying things like the Aussie and the Kiwi dollars are likely to sell off, others saying that the US dollar is likely to go up. All in all they mean similar things, be it the Aussie or the Kiwi selling off, they're really talking about them selling off versus the US. Equally, here they're saying that the dollar index is likely to go up. Now when I look at the charts, it kind of got me interested. I don't normally listen to what other people have got to say, because I like to trade what I see on the charts as compared to what I think or what anybody else might think. I came and looked at the charts and I just cannot see any technical reason why anybody would think this is going to go up from here. Everything is pointing down. So the weekly chart is pointing down, the monthly chart is very much pointing down, and if it does go up we'd have to break up through 76 strongly. The daily chart, yeah, it's a little bit overdone here now. It's kind of, we were in a beautiful downtrend, we came up and we started to look like reversing. Now we're selling down again. Certainly any higher low before this previous low back here would start to make it look a little bit bullish, but at the moment it doesn't. I'm just saying it's too early to call this bullish. So let's go and have a look though at what would have to happen for the dollar to rally from here, because I'm still very much swaying towards the downside. So for it to rally, the Australian dollar would have to sell off. And when I come and look at this, it just looks like going up. Look at this weekly chart. We've just pulled up into the buy zone, up into the buy zone, up into the buy zone. We've pulled up, we've pulled into the buy zone. The candles are very bullish, and we're now looking to break away again. The Australian versus the US looks really strong, likely to keep on going up versus a weak US. If the US was going to sell off, then if the US was going to rally, then euro dollar would have to sell off. And actually it's just the complete opposite again. Look at this weekly chart. We've pulled back into the buy zone, bullish candles. We're now breaking up and away, and we look like coming up to testing more like 1.5 as compared to selling off. Cable would have to sell off for the dollar to rally, and just like the others, it's not looking like doing that. It's actually looking really strong, and even these last few daily candles here pulling into the averages, bullish candles now looking like breaking up. Cable is looking really strong. These just aren't looking like changing direction. When we come and look at dollar CAD actually looks to me like a good setup for a continuation to the downside. So we've pulled into the averages, we've got bearish candles now. Any breakdown through here is going to be looking like the US dollar weakness continuing. And actually when I come to dollar Swiss, this is the one which is really showing me what I'm expecting the dollar index to do, and that is to sell off further and to break these previous lows. Remember I said on the dollar index that we hadn't broken this previous low yet. So on the dollar index we're somewhere, in proportion around about here. We haven't broken that low yet, and if we did put in a higher low, then it would be looking, there'd be a reason to consider being bullish. But at the moment, dollar index hasn't done it, dollar Swiss has. I'm expecting the dollar index to continue in a similar fashion, break down through that low. I'll be watching for any reason to turn bullish, but I just don't see one yet, and I'm expecting the dollar index to play catch up here with dollar Swiss. Let's just also look at the Swedish krona. I don't talk about this one too much because I personally don't trade it as much, but it's very similar to the dollar index right now. We've moved down, we've pulled back in on the weekly chart, bearish candles now breaking down and really looking like for a push down and a push down to new lows. Everything for me technically is looking bearish on the US dollar. I'm expecting that bearishness to continue. I'm expecting these lows to be broken. If we did rally, in fact, if we rally back towards 7,600, I'd be happy with that because I'd be looking for more trades around 7,600. And what I'd do, let's say we start to pull back now, I'd come and draw Fibonacci lines in from the high down to the low. And I'd be looking here and saying, right, if we did rally, 61.8% pullback is around about the 76 level as well. A great place to be looking to get short on the pullback for the continuation back into the downtrend. So we haven't started pulling back yet. It's a bit premature to draw any Fibonacci retracement lines in, but nonetheless, I would be happy if we did rally because I'll be looking for short opportunities. But for now, I am short and I'll stay short. I think that this market is likely to continue downward. Saying all of that, I wouldn't sell at these levels. At this particular moment, are you selling at extremes? You want to be selling as the market has already moved a long way down. It's more sensible to be waiting for pullbacks. How would I do things like that? I'd wait, for example, on say this 4-hour chart for a pullback. See, even this move down we've had now over the last week, we've moved down, pulled back, moved down, pulled back, moved down, pulled back, moved down. I'd be looking for another pullback. Don't want to be selling after big candles, after extreme moves away from the averages. Want to be waiting for pullbacks into the moving averages, to be adding to any short positions, or to be reconsidering any short positions. But for now, my main point for this week is the US dollar looks weak. It looks weak across all of the currencies, and I am very much trading what I'm seeing on the charts, and what I'm seeing is absolute bearishness on the dollar. No reason yet to be bullish, and I'm not going to let anybody's views out there change my view of the charts by other people's opinions saying that the US dollar should rally. What I will do though is I'll keep a very close eye on the charts, and these charts will change direction. If they do, if these charts change direction, then I'll reconsider my view and I'll start to be bullish on the markets. However, they are showing absolutely no sign of that whatsoever right now, so I'm maintaining my bearish stance on the US dollar. Hope that helps everybody. Have a great week's trading. Speak to you next week.